Another one of these mid-curve takes, I think that you called it a mid-curve take, is buybacks or some kinds of buybacks. You've been quite
buybacks.
You hate buybacks. Okay.
Buybacks.
Give us the rundown.
How much time do we have?
We not a lot, but like
Okay.
well, a lot of people love buybacks.
Well, too bad. It's going to take a while. So issuing a token is effectively a debt instrument.
Okay.
Right. So when you give a token out into the world, there's an implicit experience there of you're going to run a Solana validator. Here's a bunch of tokens that either you've purchased or you've been granted or you've obtained in some way. And I don't have the money to pay you $500 a month to run a Solana validator back in like 2019 or something like that. But I can give you these tokens. And if you're a believer in the network and you think we can make something, impressive and valuable, there's a thesis there. But that's effectively me issuing debt.
Right.
And so the problem with buybacks is they're not actually changing the underlying economics of the token unit. So if I'm going out and I'm saying, my protocol took in $5 million of revenue, I'm going to go on the open market and I'm going to buy $5 million of my token. Well, what have I done there? I've swapped revenue that came in through protocol revenue to buy a bunch of tokens that are now held by my team. What do I do with those? Okay, well, it's like, I can use them for grants, I can use them for whatever. But at the end of the day, every token you take in is self-pressuring you again to send it out. Unless you're burning those tokens, it's a completely circular economic system that's just fairly capitally inefficient.
Okay. It's not solving the problem.
It's not solving the problem. What it's doing is it's creating short-term hopium around they're buying tokens on the open market. Implicitly, then someone's selling tokens on the open. It's a very weird system that I think is pretty economically bankrupt.
People called it pumponomics, I think, for similar.
People have said such things, yes. So I think there's really only two honest ways to do this. Either you do what we're doing and you have a fairly high burn rate associated with this and you don't have any inflation on the protocol, and so you have deflationary pressure over time, or you do what Solana did and you said, look, we're going to issue a bunch of tokens as a way of paying for the network in the early days, curve down inflation over the long term. And yes, you can make some argument about how if Solana inflation were lower, maybe SOL would be X% higher today. But, first off, it's very hard to prove in retrospect. And the other thing is we already have validators that we just talked about complaining about profitability.